Welcome aboard for another video.
Thanks, Conductor Keith.
This fellow is Lord Michael, so named because I got him from the Michael's Craft Store chain. He's supposed to be a cake topper, but it turns out he's the same size as the other large-scale men and women that I use. For those of you who've followed my channel for a while, you know that here and there I do a video where my friends voice different characters. Well, Lord Michael, of course, is hapless when it comes to women, but he's also immensely rich. And he's the chairman of the board of the Pencross Railway of Eastern Ontario. He's also a philanthropist and well loved by the citizens here. So in gratitude and as a New Year's gift, the citizens here at Turnip, otherwise known as New Rutabaga, have gotten Lord Michael a chariot to ride in upon the rails so he can do his track inspections that way. So that's the backstory. The reality is my friend Steve in England, who voices this fictional character of Steve, is an immensely creative fellow. He makes all kinds of cool things. He makes some cool stuff to run on his rails. And you know what? I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description of this video. You really must take a look. If you can't have fun, what can you have? So if we can't add a bit of whimsy to our large-scale railroads, then, you know, we've withered on the vine. So I was surprised one day recently in the mail to receive the parts to put this together. And of course, I have to do my terrifications. I painted a little gold here just to bring that out a bit. I also put a little gritty stuff in the paint so that it's a little rougher. And that way, I assume it's a pole of wood as opposed to brass. I just like it that way. So here I hammered some lead into shape and stuffed it up inside this piece of brass, just to add a little more weight and oomph to the rail car. I do want to point out that you see the boom is coming out of the slot off center. In a fit of excitement in putting this together, I was super excited to get it. I managed to drill a hole for the screw to go down in that completely off center. Yes, this is not Steve's poor workmanship, it's mine. Steve included these little tubes, and I thought, haha, he knows I'll do something with it. So I printed myself another flag of Canada from the era of this railway and put it in there. Also, Steve makes homemade beer. And Lord Michael really likes Steve's homemade beer, so this brass piece here is, you know, you can't go inspecting track without your tankard of beer to share with people along the way. So, of course, I put these pieces in here to keep that from sliding off from vibration. I also put a strip of steel here from the top of an old scrapped VCR. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I like to hide magnets so that Lord Michael will just stand right there by magnetism. Steve included the family crest of Lord Michael there in copper. I painted the inside, and this is a sign that Steve and his son Andy over in Singapore, Steve is in England, made on a 3D printer. And I thought, you know what, Lord Michael would want to call it Turnip.
I felt a step was needed, and the curved lines of this bull clip handle seemed to fit the bill.
Steve included a heavy-duty set of wheels there. That was nice. The great thing about this track inspection vehicle is that this long boom here allows for Lord Michael to see the track as they're passing over it. It's really good. So I include a Swift 16 flat. I will leave a link to Swift 16 in the description of this video as well. So the setup is locomotive. This is a Mamod Bolton. I'll leave a link to that. This is the Swift 16 flat, and of course the boom semi-permanently attached to it. I think it's time for Lord Michael to inspect his rails. I see that Vihan, the driver, is ready to go.
Henry, that chariot suits Lord Michael perfectly. I know what you mean, Marge. Yes, I know what you mean. It's very grand and stately.
I say, Stephen, what a most splendid conveyance. A rail chariot. How super. Thank you so much.
Lord Michael, an absolute pleasure.
I hope you enjoy.
Well, that was nice, Stephen.
Well, here's the Friar in his favorite train watching location, hoping that you've liked, commented, subscribed, but most importantly, shared this video so we can encourage our love of trains. There's a growing amount of wildlife around the railway.
This rail car tracks really well, including through switch points forward and reverse.